Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Inside Strategy.
Let's do it.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Antra.
And we're going to have actual conversations now. So,
what are we talking about today?
I think we started talking about when to crowdsource because was it a sales meeting or somebody recently said, I don't know, maybe we should just crowdsource the new logo.
It did come up and it was a big discussion here inside the agency.
And we freaked out because we bore witness to this as a community. I don't think you were super, this was before you started working with us.
No, but I did read up a lot of articles and opinions about it later.
Yes, and I hope I don't offend anybody. This is not the intent, but the county in which we so lovingly reside, Arlington County, Virginia, embarked upon a crowdsource effort for their new brand when they rebranded.
Logo.
Like a year or two ago. It's time blurs. I don't recommend this.
Experts don't recommend this for sure.
That's right. There's a variety of reasons why your brand it's such an important element of what you do. But so we wanted to talk a little bit today around like when is crowdsourcing a good idea and when might it not be a good idea?
All right, Joe writes to us. A local bakery wants to rename their best-selling cake. They're torn between running a customer poll or trusting their gut. What's the move?
I like this question because they may not even consider this. Like the reason to do a customer poll is engagement, right? I think that's what makes people want to do crowdsourced things is like it's fun and exciting. And I actually think this is a great example of when crowdsourcing is a good idea.
I agree. I do think there's still importance to put some kind of guardrails around it, so it doesn't become a joke or offensive. You don't want to you don't want to create the wrong engagement. I think in this case, maybe it would be a good idea to offer options or give more description what the cake's going to be, like flavor profile. So kind of guide the audience and then open up their creative thinking. What do you think?
I like that. I think the guardrails are always important. Put the rules on there that offensive language will be deleted or language has to be rated G or maybe not if your brand is a little bit more out there. But putting guardrails I think makes sense. I also think it's an opportunity to combine offline and online activity. So use your social media to announce that there's a contest or user involvement around renaming can be really fun, but invite your customers in for the taste. Come taste the cake.
That was my next step.
Yeah.
Get them in your bakery.
Come for free cake tastings from this state to this state, and then you get to submit your name idea.
And then when the cake is launched, you can get another launch party in your bakery.
Totally. The winner can get a cake with their name on it, or you can get there's a lot of marketing opportunity in the idea of this type of crowdsourcing activity.
And it's like continuous touch points.
Yeah.
Because everybody's hooked and interested and they want to know the outcome, and you're also offering something on incentive. We like this idea.
We like this idea, and it's also from a branding perspective, it's pretty low risk because maybe after a period of time you're like, actually it's not a high selling cake anymore, or the name flopped and there's negative feedback in your business. You can very easily quietly change that name back to whatever bland chocolate cake
Take
name.
the cake off the menu if you have to.
You're not going to get any backlash. No one's going to be like, they engaged us in helping name and now they're not using the name. No one will care. So it's low risk, but there's a lot of upside to it.
Yeah. And again, if it's not a product that's foundationally associated with your brand, like this what you started with, then like Jennifer said, that's low risk.
And I think when you're talking about brand, understanding who's in control is such an important thing, right? There's so much of the user experience you can't control. Setting the tone with naming and branding, whether it's products or services or your entire entity, that's a different story, which kind of takes you to scenario 2. Who wrote this question?
Who sent this? Annie sent this in.
All right,
Let's
Annie.
see. A nonprofit posts a new logo concept on Instagram stories for feedback and gets completely conflicting opinions. Now they're more confused.
Like, why did you post it on Instagram? It was probably they were wanting what we just described for the bakery, getting like user engagement, people excited about what they're doing. But wow, talk about taking a risk. Like, of course you're going to get negative feedback when you post. What do you think?
And I think things like logos definitely something that needs a different level of experience involved there. Logo is also something that is highly associated with your brand, where a cake product like a cake, there's like a different level of association.
Sure.
Risky take, something that we don't recommend.
Don't recommend it. And I think the minute you're inviting the public into defining your look and feel, like the Arlington County rebrand perspective, you have the potential for long-lasting distaste around the brand too, right? Whereas like in the cake example, people don't associate a bakery business with one particular product, but like your logo and your name go so closely together that if you end up in the place where there was a lot of negative dissent or opinion, you can't disassociate from it. You can't quietly discontinue that without it being
damaging your brand
thing.
really more than just it becomes more than just a logo conversation.
Yeah, I think where in the line is there's no like brand rule book where it's don't ever crowdsource after this point, but I think there's safe places. If you want to pick the new mascot, should it be a teddy bear or like a rainbow?
And again, that's the question about having those guardrails.
Having
around
those
it,
guardrails, exactly. But brand name, brand look and feel, what your font should be, these kinds of things, you want to have that control. Make those decisions in the context of your brand strategy and leave it to the experts and those who know your brand best, which is not going to be the public.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we're thinking like, what is the reason that somebody would go for crowdsourcing when it comes to like logo and brand look and feel? If your reasoning is you feel like you're going to save money that way, then actually cleaning up the mess that comes out of damaging the brand might be even more expensive to you than just hiring a professional to create the logo.
Yeah, and then to that point that you go down a path where you thought you were making the right choice by involving the outside, and then at some point somebody's going to realize maybe we shouldn't have done this. And branding's real, it's not inexpensive. Even if you take the money out of it, just the time and intensity, and it becomes a distraction to the organization in pursuing business goals. If like you're having the brand, it was up in the air for time and time again.
Yeah, it definitely can clog up the system. If you're ready to launch something, you're waiting.
Yeah. So to review, when to crowdsource and when not. How would you sum it up, Antra?
When, as we said, think about the damage or the plus side that it will create. What's the goal? Yeah, crowdsourcing. Is the goal to start conversation, create engagement, buzz around your brand in a positive way, or is it actually to get a tangible, long-lasting asset that you're going to use? So for long-lasting assets, we would say go to professionals, experts in the field. If you just want to create a buzz around your business and engage the audience, then why not? Again, always think about those guardrails.
Great. Perfect way to wrap it up.
All right.
This was another episode of Inside Strategy.
Talk to you next time.